Welcome back. This is my second PSA showcase. I've got two shipments in from the past 2 months. That's 38 cards. Some Pokemon, some Final Fantasy, one Yu-Gi-Oh, one Shadowverse. So I'm going to start off with PSA 8 Stardust Dragon from the Collector's Tin Wave 1. Now this is my card from back in the day, back from when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't really take good care of my cards back then, so the fact this came out as an 8, I've got no complaints about. And it is one of my favorite cards, so having it slabbed is nice. Next I've got a Dark Dragoon Forte from Shadowverse in PSA 10. Now I have the figure of this character that I pre-ordered from AmiAmi years ago. So I don't play this card game, but just having this card next to the figure is going to look very nice. So that's the only reason why I bought this. And I'm also not sure how often PSA updates their pop report. But typing in the code, it does pop up as pop 1. So that's also nice. So that's Pokemon, that's Final Fantasy. So here I got the PSA 10 Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. Now my luck with Crown Zenith is slim at best. So I actually bought this from a guy I know who owns a card store. He's actually the one that submits these for me. So it'd be a lot cheaper to have him do it than for me. So I actually bought this card from him. I did have 2 of the Charizards from the Ultra Premium Collection graded. Those ones came back terrible, even though it didn't look like there was anything wrong with it. But who knows? Then Charmander from the Obsidian Flame ETB Pokemon Center. See the stamp right there. This one pissed me off because this came back as a 10. And I couldn't understand why, because when I sent it in, it was pretty much immaculate. When you turn it over, I don't know if you can really see on camera, but right at the back here, it's like the card's been shaved. That is not how I submitted the card. So PSA fucked up this card. Yep. They're really pissing me off because this card was immaculate. And it's not the first time that they ruined a card of mine. I did have the alternate art Giratina V from Lost Origins. That came back as a 9 because there was a smudge on the back of it that they ruined. So I've got the PSA 9 Pikachu here from 151. Yeah, so sometimes you take the chance of PSA screwing up your cards. So one thing you gotta be wary about. So I got the full art Regidrago V from Lost Origin, from Silver Tempest in a 10. This one I bought from eBay. So nice there. BV from Fusion Strikes. This one I also bought from eBay. So it's nice when you buy cards from eBay and they come out as 10s. Now I got the Mew EX from the Ultra Premium Collection. It is a nice card, so I figured, what the hell, at least get one graded. That came out as a 10. And I do have multiple of these, and comparing them, some look faded than others, so the printing isn't the best. I've got the illustration rare Groudon. That came out as a 10. Now I would love to see them to do a Kyogre version of this. Yep, this is one of my favorite cards from Paradox Rift. Here I've got Iono from Paldea Fates. Again in a 10. And I bought this card from the same person that submits the cards to PSA for me. So usually when I buy cards from him, they usually come out as decent grades. And another one that I bought from him was the Miriam. That came out as a 10. I do have, I did pull a Miriam myself, but the centering was very bad on it. It sat very high. So no way that would have gotten a 10. But I saw him selling this for 40 bucks back in April, I think. And I couldn't help it. I had to buy another one. That came back as 10. This one I pulled, Ralts, from Base Set Scarlet and Violet. So I got Ralts there. I got Kirilla over here, which also came back as a 10. From Base Set Scarlet and Violet. And obviously, you have to have the Gardevoir EX to finish off. That, again, is a nice 10. So you got the whole story right here. And just to top that off, also have the Paldea Fates, Gardevoir EX, and PSA 10 as well. Yep. So right there finishes off the Gardevours. Now I've got the illustration or Venusaur from 151. This came out as a 9, which I was expecting because the centering at the top isn't very good. Sits too high. So that one was no surprise. Okay, so now I'm getting to the Final Fantasy. Got Yostola here in PSA 10. This one here I actually bought on eBay, already graded. I got Zach here in a 10 from Hidden Hopes. Had to get this card with Zach and Aerith on it. Now when it comes to Final Fantasy, I find that they grade very well. Got Cloud here from the Hidden Hopes pre-release kit. Also in a 10. Very nice. And I got Sephiroth, the full art, also in 10 from Hidden Hopes. This I also pulled from the pre-release kit. Signature version would have been nice, but I'll settle for this. No complaints. Now, I've got everyone's favorite Tifa. This is actually the second time I submitted this. The first time I did was last year, came out as a 9. Submitted in May, came back in July as a 10. And right next to her, I've got Aerith from the 2024 anniversary collection. That's in a lovely 10. Yep. Can't complain about that. Next, I have Aerith from Opus 1 Wave 1 Foil. This was a 9, which I didn't see anything wrong with it, so I'm debating whether or not to submit it, try and get a 10. Now I do have a Wave 1 Tifa as well. Right here. This got a 9 as well. But this actually has a surface scratch on it, so I was expecting it to be an 8. So a 9 I'm no complaints about. So Wave 1, Aerith and Tifa. Nice pair. And I've got Aerith again from Opus 11. This got a 9, which I kind of was hoping might get a 10, but I guess there's a little, right at the corner, little pinprick. So that's probably what gave it a 9. Then I got another Aerith here, the full art non-foil, in a 10 as well, which actually goes good with my other 2 Aeriths that I have. So I've got the full art non-foil Aerith, full art foil, and the full art noir, all in 10s. And of course, this one here would have been better if it was also a 10, but there we go. Yep. And next is another Aerith, PSA 10. This one here I actually bought from a card shop in Australia. And now another Aerith, of course, in PSA 10. And this one here would also look good beside my other Tifa that's also PSA 10. So you got both Tifa and Aerith looking up to the sky with their backs turned. Here's another Tifa, PSA 10. Yuna here. My second Yuna from Nightmares in a 10. I got Cindy from Opus 11 pre-release, also in a 10. And I've got one of my favorites as well, is Yoshitola, PSA 10 from Rebellions. Now I do have one card at PSA right now, which is a full art Yoshitola. I think it was from a regional tournament prize in Europe that I bought from someone off eBay. So that's currently getting graded right now. So that's everything that I've got so far. So I don't have any big shipments coming up yet. So that'll be it for a while now. Thanks for watching.